One of the things I like about traveling in Europe, besides taking the trains, which are bullet trains, and then go from all the major cities like Zurich and Paris, Madrid, and Florence, and places like that, is to rent a car and get off the beaten track. One thing you're going to avoid all the tourists because they're not. Most of them aren't doing that. They just want to go to the major sites, take pictures, and then go home. But if you rent a car, it's a wonderful thing. Now, there's a few cautions. One, you got to remember that if you're going from country to country, some of the countries require you to get a little paper that states that it's a vignette, so that states that you've paid to be able to travel in their country. We didn't realize this either. The other thing is that when you fly into an airport, now we flew into Munich twice, and both times the car rental places were out of cars. Even though there's like 4 or 5 different car rental places, and you may have set something up. Doesn't mean you're going to have a car when you get there. It just means that you've set something up. So we had to wait a little bit to get a car. We finally got one, and the first time we got an upgrade, which was fantastic. Second time we got a car and we didn't check the mileage. It was not unlimited. So after a certain amount of time, we were over the limit and we had to pay a hefty fine for that. So you want to check on that for sure. And if you got your own insurance, you'll probably be fine not buying their insurance.
In 300 meters, turn right.
The good thing about traveling in the back roads is you're going to see a lot of things that are not, they don't cost you anything. All the big sites that are published and advertised cost you money. That's why they're being advertised. But if it's not advertised,
now turn right.
then it probably is free. And there's a lot of free stuff that you can get into.
Please follow the road for 4.6 kilometers.
And see. And that's what we found, is that many of the sites that are just as good as the paid-for sites, some of them even better, you didn't have to pay for. They're not advertised, so you have to find them on your own or through locals. But driving in a car, you get to see things that are just fantastic. You can stop anytime. It's just a wonderful experience. Another thing about having a car is you can take a little more luggage than you normally would. If you're on a train and just going from, or on a bus and going from city to city, you don't want to be dragging around a lot of suitcases. But if you have a car, you can kind of use that as your closet. And you have lots of change of clothing and rain gear if you need it, which it does rain in Europe quite a bit. And if you're there in fall or winter, you probably need some snow stuff. But in any case, having a car is a great option because you can stop any place, take pictures, get a meal at a place that maybe no other tourists ever stop at. You can go through side streets, up alleys, go in the country. We actually were in Berchtesgaden and drove a car up into the mountains to where Julie Andrews was singing The Sound of Music, and we've been through some back alleys and gone to some castles that I don't think that many tourists ever go to. And you can't do that or it's very difficult if you're on a bus or on a train. But if you have a car, it makes life so much easier. Now, there are things like you're going to need a vignette if you're going to travel to a certain country, so you want to make sure you get that. It's a little sticker you put in your window, and now they have electronic vignettes. But if you have that, you got your own insurance, and a lot of the cars are diesel. But remember, and it may cost a little more, but remember the countries are very close together, so you don't have to fill up that many times before you can travel all around without hitting a lot of gas stations, which is a fantastic thing. Parking can be a challenge. I would recommend a smaller car if you can handle it. If you don't have too much luggage, the smaller the better, because parking in some of these small towns and especially side streets is really difficult. Anyway, those are some of my suggestions. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this. Please subscribe if you get a chance, and rent a car. It'll be fun. Thanks again for watching and happy travels.